Alright, let's get started. Inspector Cabanela is upstairs, so our first step is to get up there.
Sizzle, I'll go out first and wait for you.
Okay, lovely dove. Okay, lovely dove, we need your help. Carry this measuring device upstairs. It has Mr. Ghost in it, so don't drop it. There we go. Thank you.
There you are, Sizzle.
Sorry for the wait, Missile. 4 minutes from now, the inspector will be killed by a gun. You just jump in there and stop him from firing, would you? There you go again with that stuff. Besides, it doesn't make any sense. If you stop him from firing, he'll just kill you some other way. Wait a minute, that sounds familiar. Yep, same situation as mine. Your best bet this time around is to allow him to shoot, and then save Cabanela without him noticing. It's even worse than last time. Anywho, to jump in and do something.
Okay, I'm ready to jump in, Sizzle.
Don't forget, use my powers whenever you want to. Just touch the icon when you want to use missile. I don't think you noticed. Looks like you pulled up another magic disappearing act. And now I say again, I love nip hats. So warm, and most of all, soft.
Did I do alright?
You did a fine job, little one. You saved another life.
And I'll keep doing it too, over and over.
What I saw in just these 4 minutes gave me all the answers I've been looking for. All our research these past 10 years pales in comparison, right, Professor? So you two are working together. That's about the size of it, yeah. Who would believe a story about a manipulator? So we pursued it ourselves, the two of us. I'm quite a crazy character myself, after all.
Okay, let's hurry back to our time. We have to rescue Miss Camilla.
You're right, Miss Soul. And there's a certain guy I have to follow, too. After completing his revenge on Inspector Cabanela, the man in red left. And now a new story is about to unfold in a new present. How on earth are we going to beat him? I have a feeling, you old crazy character. Hey there, Prof. We're both alive, I see. Yeah, nothing like it, baby. But I don't know if I'm getting old or what. I've got a few aches and pains here and there. Used to be a little thing like an explosion wouldn't bother me. Yeah, right. Like I'm gonna believe that. So what? The guy in red is gone, huh? Just in case, I posted special investigation units all around the building. Let's just pray the boys came through for us. Damn it, you picked a bad time not to listen to me, body of mine. If I knew that things were gonna end up like this, I would have tried to die in that explosion, baby. That way I could have been dancing after Big Red by now. I might be able to erase stats, but it's true I can't do much about injuries. But really, you shouldn't talk that way. Yeah, sorry, I suppose you're right. I just hate feeling so helpless. He was right there within my grasp. All our plans were resting on tonight, and then this had to happen. Guess he's thinking about his spotless record. It's not too late, Inspector. We still have a chance. Maybe I can catch him. Say, you're right. That's not a bad idea. I'll cooperate with you fully. Go ahead and fire away with any questions you like, Mr. Ghost. The guy mentioned revenge. Revenge against the people who stole his life away 10 years ago. He's a fool. The one who made the decision to take that little girl hostage? He's the one who made the decision, and he wound up dead. He only has himself to blame. But what about when he said this? I was murdered by all of you. Detective Chow to force me into a corner. Lynn, the girl who was playing in the park. Finally you, Inspector Cabanela. If you hadn't done what you did, I never would have pointed a gun at that kid. Yes, 10 years ago on that day, a special investigation unit was working on a certain big case. We hauled in a young man, an important witness to our investigation. And then I did it. I made 2 very stupid mistakes. Detective, I'm telling you, I don't know anything about it. Fine, fine. You're under no obligation to talk, of course. But if you don't, the Special Investigation Unit can make the rest of your life a living hell. But I just been assigned to the Special Investigation Unit, you see. I didn't share much info on big cases with a newbie like me yet, and I wanted to impress them. It was only supposed to be a simple matter of taking a statement. But I was too green. I pushed him too hard, drove him into a corner, made him lose all hope. That was my first mistake. And then I made another mistake on top of that. Cabanela, got a minute? The chief wants to see you about your report. Got it, I'll be right there. You stay right here and be a good boy now. And that's when I did it. I left it behind in the interrogation room. My gun.
How could you?
He used my gun to escape. What he said is true. If I hadn't made that mistake, he never would have had a gun to point at Lynn in the first place. We first found out about the manipulator's existence during a certain overseas communication. Overseas communication? For national security purposes, this country keeps tabs on communications networks. This particular communication was about making a deal with a certain foreign country. He said he wanted them to buy him and his powers. That's how we first heard about him. Of course, we didn't know what he looked like at the time. And in order to prove these powers of his, he gave them two predictions. He foresaw two completely preposterous and possible cases. The case of a man who would see national secrets during a live rock concert broadcast, and the case of a man who would take the chief commissioner hostage of in his own office. Those two inmates at the special prison, huh? We kept tabs on their communications and launched an investigation. And then finally, we pinpointed where they were going to meet tonight and staked it out. That restaurant, the Chicken Kitchen. The manipulator plans on leaving this country tonight on the submarine that belongs to the other country in this deal. Submarine? But we haven't been able to find out where it's going to surface. It's terrifying to think what would happen if his powers were to fall into their hands. Right, highly unlikely they'd use them for peaceful purposes. And now they have that little girl as a hostage. Camilla. We have to stop him before he leaves the country. This spotless record of yours. Is it really that important to you? No, of course, baby. In some ways it's more important to me than my life. Than your life, huh? After all, it's because of my record that I'm able to get my hands on hit the desk. On all intel, as head of the Special Investigation Unit, and because of my position, I get to direct all aspects of the investigation into the manipulator case. The manipulator case? That's why you cared about your record so much? Of course, why else, baby? I just never could believe it, man. Jowd shooting Alma. I didn't care that he confessed. There was definitely something more to the story. Some secret. I did everything I could to climb the ladder. Everything in my power. And then I finally found the answer. It took 5 long years. The manipulator. He's going to prove that Jowd is innocent. What incredible determination. There's one thing I just don't understand. If you were so determined to head Detective Jowd, why didn't you help him escape from prison? That's an easy one, baby. Escaping from prison is a crime. I wasn't about to help him commit a crime after spending 5 years trying to prove him innocent. And he himself asked to be executed, you know. A man of the law. I had to make sure the execution was stopped legally. And that's why I brought him before the Justice Minister, too. I need to buy as much time as I possibly could, baby. So that's it, huh? There's one little unfortunate result of all this. Lynn completely misunderstood your intentions. What's a little misunderstanding, my baby will come around. Give it time. But there are more important things to do with our time tonight. Did I make the right decision? I can't believe I let a death sparrow inmate go free, if only for the night. Maybe I wasn't cut out to be a justice minister. Just what kind of minister was I meant to be? It's like there's no end to the ministers worrying. How's it going? What's the situation? Looks like it's all coming to an end. It is? Don't hesitate to ask if there's anything I can do. I'll even look the other way if it comes to minor illegalities. Thank you, Mr. Minister. I'll let everybody know. That's quite a blessing, but a little scary, too. Daybreak isn't far off. It'll all be over soon. Off you go, then. Leave this place to me. Where am I supposed to go? I probably should talk to everyone before moving anywhere. I'm an idiot. There's still the super there to talk to. I figured, hey, go and tell. Go and tell Lynn and the others. Mr. Superintendent, you don't mind if I talk to you for a minute? I haven't always been a junkyard superintendent, you know? I used to be part of the police. Police, huh? Not as a detective, but as a medical examiner. I investigated victims' cause of death. 10 years ago, I was asked to autopsy a strange corpse. Hit by a meteorite fragment and died instantly. That's what the police report said. There were no signs of life. He was definitely dead. But I never filed an autopsy report. That's because the corpse suddenly vanished. Leaving behind only one clue. An unusual corpse. I bet that's what I've been chasing all night. Could you tell me more? Yeah, sure. I have an interest in you recovering your memory and finding your true identity, too. That's the only way I can describe it, too. It was an unusual corpse. He was dead, alright, no question about that. But there wasn't a scratch on him. Not a scratch, but I thought he was hit by a meteorite fragment. I don't understand it any more than you do. I was completely bewildered. But when I tried to autopsy him, I was even more puzzled. I couldn't perform the autopsy. You couldn't? What do you mean? A scalpel went in, but I couldn't cut. As soon as I tried to make an incision, it would heal up the very next instant. And that's how it went. And no scarring or blood either. And I never had the chance to solve the mystery. That's because the corpse up and vanished on us. The morgue is well guarded. Nobody could have stolen that body. There is one way the corpse could have disappeared. What's that? Yeah, it just got up and walked right out. He got up, opened the door, and walked out on his own. What? He was dead, but he wasn't dead. We saw it with our own eyes tonight. Not even that explosion could kill him. And he didn't even feel it when he slammed his fist on that stove. Of course, left behind some data from the testing I did. I got some readings of some kind of radiation coming off that body. Radiation? I used all kinds of instruments, but I couldn't determine exactly what kind of radiation it was. Some undiscovered type, from an unknown world. Wait a minute, could it be... That's right, it was coming from that meteorite fragment. I went to that park and tested the spot where the meteorite fell. Just as I expected, I detected radiation coming from that crater. It was the exact same pattern of radiation as that of the corpse. At the time, I thought he was some kind of immortal being. He would die only to come back to life. I wanted to research it all in the depths, so I quit my job as a police medical examiner. Several years later, I came to learn the connection between my research and the manipulator case, thanks to the arrival of this crazy character here. Oh, stop now, Professor. Do you want to see me blush? It was about a year ago, I'd say. This man and I came dancing into my research lab here. I heard there was an oddball here researching Tempstick. Is that you, baby? Who are you to be calling anybody an oddball? I was investigating the manipulator case then. And then I'd heard there was a man who'd quit the police force to study meteorites. When I heard that, it was like a meteorite had struck me on the head. And at the time, we were just starting to get leads on this manipulator. We didn't know who it was yet, but we knew he was communicating with a certain foreign country. In one of those communications, we heard the manipulator say this: "The source of my power is not of this world." And that's when I put two and two together, baby. The manipulator case and Tempstick were somehow connected. Which also explained how 5 years ago he used his powers to manipulate a birthday surprise for a little girl made for our mother. He added that gun to the contraption most likely by controlling Camilla. So that contraption in the basement here, you built that to try and help Detective Jowd. That's right. Jowd and I worked together back when I was with the Force. I used the reports of his case to try and recreate the device. There was just one part of it that I couldn't reproduce no matter how hard I tried. Camilla told Jowd it did something it shouldn't have. It made an impossible move. I added that part to the device I recreated. But I put in a part that would allow Cupid to rotate, otherwise the gun wouldn't fire. So that must mean somebody manipulated Camilla's contraption. As a result, we proved to ourselves that the manipulator actually existed. Inspector Cabanela! Hey, baby. Sorry about that phone call. I must have sounded like a real villain. I hated to spoil your image of me. Of that cool cat inspector you always looked up to. Is that really the image she had of him? Inspector Cabanela, I'm sorry. I just heard you were chasing after that man all this time to try and help Detective Jowd. This manipulator is such a dangerous character. I was hoping he didn't have to be involved. So that's why he had me arrested tonight, isn't it? Like I always say, if somebody's in the way, throw him in the slammer. Yikes. Tonight. I really thought we finally had him. But my body gave out on me right at the critical moment. It's like a cruel joke. But a joke is a joke, you might as well laugh. Jowd! The minister called off the execution order. And while he was at it, he let Detective Jowd go free until tomorrow morning, too. That's a pretty extreme while he was at it. Sorry I took so long to get here. You can leave the rest to me. There you you go again. You've always been like that. You make everybody else run around, and then you swoop in at the last second. Doubt. 5 years ago, you left this coat with me just before you turned yourself in. Promised to give it back to you one day. I've been waiting so long, Detective Chowd. Waiting for this day to come. Thanks for not giving up on me, Lynn. Okay, I'm off then. Good luck, my old friend. This present you gave me. It's just what I needed. Thank you. Glad you like it.
Sizzle, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
You and I have to go find that man. I need your help. Will you do this with me?
Sure, but how? We don't know where the submarine is, and the phone line doesn't work.
They use communication cables to make their calls. We'll get you hooked up somehow. You'll see. Could you wait here until we do, please?
Okay, fine. Counting on you.
This true self you're looking for. I bet you'll find it soon. Alright, I'm leaving Inspector Cabanela.
It's almost on. I'm not who I thought I was. I'm actually further from knowing who I am than ever. But now I don't feel so alone. Each one of us, for his or her own reasons, is looking for the truth. Together, I think we can shed light on these mysteries and drive away the darkness. But it's almost on. Chapter 16. Alright, I'm ending the episode here. Next episode we'll do chapter 16. Why? That shouldn't have taken an hour. Like, at all. We'll be doing chapter 16 in the next episode. Till then, this is Gamer Girl, signing off.